You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Messed up. Hold, please. No. There it is. I had to make it a little more even. You can see us a little too much. We had books. Oh, I'm supposed to share stuff. That's right. Hold on. Okay, after you take over, I do the sharing.
Hey, what's up? So I'm Alfie. That's Jenna, and this is Minute to Skim It, where we have a minute to skim 1 or 9 books.
Just a couple.
Yep. And we only skim them for a minute. We take no longer. Even if it's a 70-page book.
Oh my god.
Just a minute. And then we somehow obtain the information.
It's not like we have notes or anything.
That cuts into the minute. It's only a minute per book. Only.
We take a minute to skim it.
Some of these I only read 1 page.
There was so much talking.
Then I was just like, all right, looks good. Done. I think I've obtained all the information I can from this. That's how I managed to read every comic in the store. Because I took a minute to skim it.
Now for the trades I give a full 5 minutes because that's 5 comics.
Rookie numbers. 2 minutes.
Yes.
No, we actually didn't
liking and sharing.
Skim read.
There was 1 or 2 I did skim read. There was a lot, guys. This was so just so you guys know, we only have 2 hours to read, give or take. Yeah, give or take. We read all of this in 2 hours. Magic. That's the only way to.
Well, I think I might have a little bonus time since I come in and read and you actually have other stuff to do. I sit down and I'm reading stuff and you're actually doing other stuff. And then you sit down to read.
There's so much stuff to do. Okay. Now I have liked it. Now I have shared it. Now I am the readies. Okay. What are we doing first? Wait. There was kind of a theme this week.
Was there?
Yeah. Chaos.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolute chaos. That's all I've got to say about all of the books that I read this week.
There were definitely a couple books where I was like, I don't even know how to describe this because a lot of stuff happened.
Yes.
So many things.
And then there were a couple books that had a few stories in it.
Yeah.
All right, you go first, my friend.
Okay. I will start with one that did have 6 tales.
Ooh.
DCeased Silent Tales.
Nice.
And by silent tales, they mean there's no text.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Really? No text? Oh.
There's no text in it.
Is this making up for when I read Jeff and there was no text?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There was no text. And it's 6 stories. There's a story with Harley, Superman, Joker, Lobo.
I love Lobo.
2 others. Yeah, actually, my 2 favorite stories. One was the Joker, and his whole thing is that he's at a museum and he vandalizes the American Gothic. I love that one. It was fun. And then there's one where Lobo kills some Nazi vampires.
I love it.
And I thought that was fun as well. It was a good one.
I like that. I like that a lot. Lobo was like that.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I recommend it, and obviously it's a quick read because you're just looking at pictures.
Ooh, I could pictures. Okay, let's talk about mine that had a couple. This is the Grim Tales of Terror Quarterly Heart's Desire. 72 pages. It had stories. Hold on. It had, how many stories did it have? It had 5 stories. The first one is set in 2019, where this dude is trying to sell his hotel, but he can't sell his hotel. And the person who's working the front desk puts a painting in there. And he's like, oh, it's a blank canvas like everybody else. The overall arcing story of this is nobody else can see what's happening on the canvas. It just looks like a blank canvas, except for the very specific person that this painting is for. And that's in all 5 stories that's in here. So that was really cool. And also, we have our favorite Lady Death here. You know, the Great Death. She thrives on it. She helps it happen. Is in all of them, picking up the paintings, like collecting them.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So in the first one in 2019, the guy he's trying to sell his hotel because it's not making any money, and now he's bored of it. So he's trying to sell it, and nobody will buy it. Now his dad's passed. Like, well, we were only helping you because you're your dad. And he starts drinking, and he goes driving. We all know how I feel about drinking and driving. Don't do it!
Yeah, well, that's how everyone should feel.
That's how they should feel. Don't do it!
Yeah.
Please. And then he hits something. And he gets out of his car. He's like, please be alive, please be alive. And he follows this shadow to this house. And in this house is a half corpse dude who's like, yo, bro, 20 years ago you hit me. You dragged me in this house and you set me on fire.
Jeezy crazy.
Yes. So that it escalates from there. It just escalates from there. Because you come to find out the dude has been reliving this moment every day for 20 years. He's like, I woke up the next day, got hit by your car again, and my house was on fire again. Every day for 20 years. And then he's not even a kid.
Yeah, no, maybe.
So the second story is set in 1983 with a Hollywood producer who is modeled after another Hollywood producer who likes women and does these things to women. Yeah.
We can assume.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't narrow it down. But we can assume.
We can assume. Yes. And so the painting that he finds is actually a beautiful woman sitting on a chair. And he's like, oh, I've got this new starlet and I'm going to make her big. And then she doesn't show up for their date. So he picks up somebody at the bar who may or may not have been our lovely Death here, but blonde, and may or may not, had all the women that he's done things to over his entire career come out of the painting to show him. Don't do that. It was gruesome. It was good. The next story was set in Indiana in 1972, where a nanny shows up in a pawn shop. This nanny, going through these paintings, like, oh, these are nice paintings. I'll pick this one up for 50 cents. Here, drop off all of this stuff. And she has a little girl with her, and she's telling the lady, who may not be this lady, maybe, and is like, oh, I'm the new au pair for this fancy family. And the little girl's completely mute. Like, she won't talk. And the nanny's just like, yeah, my daughter hasn't talked since the accident with her Fajan. Well, then the nanny turns and is like, I don't like the way you treat your little girl, new family that I'm the au pair for. So I'm going to tie up the dad and stab the mom in the throat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Oh, yeah. And she has now scarred these 2 little girls. And the painting shows up as her with 2 little girls. And the little girls, the nanny gets her comeuppance. Nanny gets her comeuppance from the painting. The next one is set in 1519 in Florence. It is the story of Marco. He is the reason that all of these paintings are happening, because he has this twisted sense, is what everybody else thinks, that he's drawing about the devil. And he goes down and she's there and she's like, I love your paintings. Here's a free canvas. Wink, wink. And he takes the canvas and she's like, oh yeah, don't forget to put your blood and heart into it. Wink, wink. He accidentally stabs somebody and the painting absorbs the blood.
Accidentally?
Oh, yeah. He had all of his stuff and he tripped down the stairs.
Oh, okay. So
it was actually accidental.
Okay.
Now, the second time it wasn't accidental. The landlord was yelling at him that he was 3 months overdue and he was sick and tired of him, roughing up stuff. So he just stabs him and starts using, the dude's, just painting.
Okay.
And then the townspeople come after him and, stop killing people! He'll never stop killing people! And so they just, he gets dragged into there with a lady of hell. And then the last one is set in New York City in present day, and she's trying to collect all these paintings, right? She wants to collect all the paintings, and it's on display, and everybody's like, this is such a joke. It's just a blank canvas. and then like we could see the canvas, and it's all the stories
Oh, that's cool.
on there. It's so good. Like the art was really good too.
Very nice.
Is it just us today? That's okay. What's next? Your turn. That was a lot.
Now, to preface this is already on my pull list. It's been on my pull list for about 2 months since I learned that it was coming out. Elvira in Monsterland. This is the Ashcan.
With a release date on there, I'm so excited.
Yes. Next month. Happy birthday to me. Oh, it actually comes out the day after my birthday.
Yay! Now we know what to get Alfie for her birthmas.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my pull. I'm getting it. I am getting this.
Maybe I'll get you another like special cover or something.
Okay, well, then that'll fine. But this takes place after Elvira in Horrorland, where she went through a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
She went through a bunch of horror movies and had to find the remote control in the boss room to get out. And in this one, she's been recruited to stop the actual Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, from stealing every other Dracula from every other movie.
I love it.
Yeah, his whole thing is like, I'm taking every Dracula. Every one of them from every movie.
this is me. I'm taking them on, bro.
Yeah,
love it.
so, I just noticed that the Dracula from Sesame Street is on here.
What? Oh my gosh.
I just noticed that, sorry.
That's so cool.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's exactly the same tone and everything as Elvira in Horrorland. So you feel like you're listening to Elvira. The way that they draw her mannerisms and her face, it's like, yes, exactly.
Hey, James. I couldn't put some respect on the Count. Put some respect on the name. The Count. Up.
Yeah.
All right.
All the cats.
I also got what's considered an advanced copy. Not an Ashcan, but an advanced copy called "You've Been Canceled" from Mad Cave.
That one was fun.
Oh my gosh, the
I like
advanced
it.
reader copy. You got a chance to flip through it too, right? Oh my
No,
gosh.
I read it. I liked it.
Okay, so we have main dude right here. His name is Roland. He's like in his 50s, and he's running down to chase down kind of like a bounty hunter. Did you get that feel too, like a bounty hunter?
Well, he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, but I mean, like everybody else.
Yeah, everyone is trying to get the mark, and he's like, no, you guys.
No, this is
like,
mine.
It's like a fight to get the mark.
Yeah, and then. So we've it's kind of come up to the whole world is like sick and tired of the way like things are. And so now they vote based off of your crimes on if you're going to be canceled or not. And then there's like this huge reward and all the bounty hunters be coming after you. And then your head gets shot off.
And it is televised.
It is televised. Live streams.
Canceled has been, you get a death sentence and it's live streamed.
It was so good, guys. Oh my gosh.
It's good. It's fun. Very ultra violent type thing.
I loved it.
Love it. Kind of like Running Man?
Yeah, I guess.
I haven't seen Running Man.
Oh, okay.
So I can't
similar, but a lot more gruesome. So Running Man is what I would say on that.
Yeah, okay. I love it. It's good stuff.
Next.
Oh my gosh. What do I even pick? It's difficult.
They were all pretty good this year. This year. Yeah.
I mean, technically you're correct.
Yeah, this year.
Okay. Let's go with the Mighty Barbarians.
Ooh. That was from a Blaze, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is it's like it deals with some like Arthurian legends. King Arthur. Well, actually, Morgan Le Fay kind of volunteers to King Arthur, like, "Hey, man, if you want, I'll set up a group to take care of the darkness that is ruining the world." Like,
isn't she part of that?
No, she's on the good side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, she's like, "Hey, guys, like, I'll take care of this," because the king, like, one of the panels, it's like, the king will know exactly what to do. The next panel, I have no idea what to do.
And the king will know. I know nothing.
Yeah, so King Arthur is like, dude, if you want to do that, cool. I'm down. Just do it quick. The other people in it, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're part of Arthurian legend or not. It's not like they have Sir Lancelot or anything like that. It's like they have this dude that can turn into a polar bear, and this dude that can change into other beings, like mimic, I guess.
Polar bear.
Yeah. Yeah, like it seems like you get him angry and then he becomes a polar bear.
You won't like him when he's angry?
Yeah,
That's pretty kind of frosty.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, and by the end they get the whole group together. So I guess the next comics will be like, oh, we're fighting the darkness.
Oh, the darkness.
Not the band, but like, oh, wouldn't that be fun if it's like the darkness is taking over the world and it's just the band?
Yes. Okay. Let's. Oh gosh, how do I follow that? That sounds amazing. Somebody pick one for me. I don't know.
Superboy.
Okay, Superboy. This is Dawn of DC. Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow. So this Superboy is the Connor. Hey, Backwoods, what's up? So this is the Connor Superboy that we have here. And it opens up with Connor's just going around trying to save the day, but everybody else is already saving the day. They be already saving the day. Like, you've got Superman, you've got Superwoman, you've got Supergirl, you've got Superboy, like actual Superboy. You've got, like, all the other soups be saving all the families. And so he's listening around. He's like, hey, computer, in the Fortress of Solitude, tell me what crime around the world can I, tell me about the distress calls. And they're like, oh, they're all covered. And he's like, I
got some paperwork for you, I guess.
So he's like, okay, well, let's expand it to the universe.
Oh.
And there's a on the other side of the universe, there's a distress call for a civilization that's being wiped out. And he's like, oh, you know what? S stands for hope on Earth. Let me go make a name for myself across the universe. That kind of rhyme. Yeah. Anyways, and so he gets there and he's like, oh, big bada boom. I'm Superman. I'm Superboy. Let's do this. And he comes up against the three people that are not aliens, the figures, are trying to just completely wipe out this planet. And he's like, distraction. And he's like, kind of like fun, like fighting them and stuff. And then one of them gets into his head with like all of his worst memories. And they're like, oh man, he's sitting here completely. Hey, Kenneth. He's Kryptonian mixed with some other species. And then all of a sudden he snaps out of it and he's like, you know what that is? That's the sound of all the footsteps being out of the town. Now I don't have to hold back. And he just completely demolishes them. Oh. But like, and then one's left and they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to have to come back for you because somebody else is coming. And then there's three people like, we're going to take you out. Take you out because we like killings. And he's just like, well, I said I wanted to make a name for myself. So here we are. It was actually a really fun read. Yes, please hit that like and follow and share and bells.
All the things.
Yes. But it was really cool. And I really liked getting to see the outfit because this is the Superboy outfit that we saw in the 80s or 90s, I want to say. Where it's got like the undercut and the leather jacket, spiky, but less latex and like more like pants.
More punky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Super punk.
And then the tiny like black shades, glasses. Yeah.
Nice.
It was nice to get like that kind of like retro feel back.
I dig it. So, I'm going to go with a not number one. Yes. This is number 2 of Hallow's Eve. I'm a cool little werewolf.
Ha, rah, rah, rah.
Which, speaking of. So, Hallow's Eve, I think her name's Janine? Or something? I think that's her name. Whatever.
Sounds about right.
Hallow's Eve. So she accidentally, while robbing a bank, turned a security guard into a werewolf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Big accident. Didn't know she could do that.
Big whoopsie doodles.
Complete whoopsie doodle.
Some
and
goofy
then
goober stuff right there.
Definitely goofy goober. And then so she's like, oh no, I need to find this man and somehow help him because I have goofed up real bad. I didn't even know I could do this. That might mean that my masks can not just affect me, but other people.
Oh no.
I mean, she's got other masks.
Yeah.
So, but also I think, what is it? The Beyond Corporation? I think that's the Beyond Corporation. It also wants to find a security guard and also wants to find whoever did this. Because it's like, what is happening? Why is there a werewolf just running amok?
Amok.
Yep. What's happening?
Shenanigans.
But to find the security guard, she must use a mask that she did not want to.
Oh no.
Yes. And if I say which mask, it'll be a spoiler.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you'll have to read the book, but it's fun. I like it, and I'm curious as to because she also brought out that she has a cop mask that it's like, oh, it makes you look like a beat cop.
Well, why didn't she do that one instead of the werewolf for robbing the bank?
Okay. So it's easier to be a cop that goes into a bank vault and just be like, oh, I'm just taking the money. No
Yes.
I don't think that's how being a cop works.
So our lawyer is here. Yes. Monday I kind of spiraled into Civil War because somebody brought it up.
As your attorney, you can't talk about Civil War.
I know that, which is upsetting because they're redoing another storyline about it soon.
No.
So one of us will have to read it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We just won't talk about it.
Here's a book. Walk away.
It doesn't exist.
All right. I'm going to talk about one of my number 2s that I had out this week. This is so good. This is one of my favorite series going on. This is Hunt, Kill, Repeat. Look at the outfit. Look at it. That's important. Importanto.
Muy importante.
All right. So we are back and we've got Hef and we've got, I forgot her other friend's name, have broken her out. She's unconscious. She's dreaming about the memories she had when she was having her human love life with the boy, the falling in love and the humanness. And so, and then, so we're getting over there. We're seeing Hemiphatus. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I don't know why my brain glitched out, but his name is Hemp, right? And she's like, Hemp, you're here. And it's big hugs and loves. But on the other side that's going on, so Zeus has sent for Aphrodite and Hermes to go after her. And Hermes is like, yo, man, we deserve whatever she wants to do to us. We deserve that. What we did to her, we deserve what's coming. We're getting our comeuppance. And Aphrodite's like, no, I'm going to go after her. And so instead he just goes on a whole night orgy bender. Yep. I guess that's one way to make up for being left by Aphrodite.
It's a coping mechanism.
And so Aphrodite goes after her, ends up in the big machine cave type thing that they're in building of. It's very hard for me to describe because it's he's a blacksmith. He's doing blacksmith stuff. And usually you do that but it's a big open space. And she wakes up and she gives big huffs. And she's like, oh, I missed you so much. And then, oh, there's an immortal cat here too. Oh, I've missed you so much.
Abraxas.
He's adorable.
Yeah, he's a guy.
I love him already.
He's fine.
I want him. He's a big fluffy white cat.
It's okay.
And anyways, that's what I should have worn my ears today. I wore them yesterday. And then Aphrodite gets there. She gets her armor, that beautiful armor that she's wearing on the cover from Hemp. And then, fight break out. A couple people die.
Stuff happens.
Oh my gosh, you guys need to pick it up. It's an amazing series from Mad K called Hunt, Kill, Repeat. Please don't sleep on this series. It's amazing.
If you're into mythology at all, just pick it up.
Oh, for sure. Getting to see Artemis try and fight with no powers against, Aphrodite's with full powers. Okay, Uranus, this is...
Okay. Nightcrawlers, number 3. Which this will wrap up Nightcrawlers, and then I think after this will be Sins of Sinister Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this should wrap up all the other things.
Oh my god.
So oh my gosh, what was
there were so many books.
My brain completely just blacked out. Mother Righteous. She's talking about how Destiny only really wanted to use the Moira Tiger machine to reset time to give Mystique a longer life and all that stuff. Because, she loves her. Okay, you're distracted.
Coffee.
And the only reason that Destiny might team up with Sinister to reset again is to bring Mystique back to life. The whole thing is just, it's for her own thing. But Mother Righteous also wants to reset time for her own bidding. So she's not righteous at all. It's a whole thing.
Who knew?
And then, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Wagnarine shows up, or shows back up, rather, to, I guess, save her baby that's being used for things.
Right.
Part of a whole thing. And then there's a huge plot twist.
Like gasp.
I can't speak any more about it.
Okay, so I have to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I read the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler in his full demented form showed up at the very end of it.
Yeah.
Have we seen him again?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's all I needed to know.
Yep.
Wings and all.
He comes back up.
Nice.
Yeah. Everyone comes back.
Everybody,
at some point.
it's bloody well Marvel. Everybody comes back at some point.
And in Dominion, he'll probably reset time and we'll start all back over.
Speaking of everybody's back, DCeased War of the Undead Gods #8. This is the last one of this series. And I will say this till the end of my days. DCeased is probably one of the best storylines that DC has put out in years. And so even these like side stories that they've been doing, and this is a follow-up of the main story like being done. And so where we're at right now is everybody is back except for Bruce Wayne Batman. Like everybody. Clark is back. We've got Superboy, who's always been there, but we've got Kara is back. We've got Wonder Woman is back. We've got like everybody but Batman came back. And that's how it opens. And so Damian as Batman goes up to, well, Death and is all like, hey, the way I fixed everybody was taking the anti-life equation out of Cyborg, and I kind of, put in my own brain the life equation. What if we go after, hold on. I always forget his name. And he's like, what if we go after, and I don't know why I can't read, Erebus, who is the embodiment of the anti-life equation that made all of this happen. And Death be like, yo, I don't know, man. You have to check it out yourself. And so what does Damian Batman do? He walks up to Cyborg. He's like, hey, Cyborg, want to help me take out, the living embodiment of everything that makes anti-life? Cyborgs be all like, well, maybe we should call a friend or two. So what do? They call every superhero, villain, hero, every DC person, even Lois Lane showed up, like everybody shows up. Everybody. And they're like, this sounds like a weird plan. I don't know if it's going to work. And then Damian's all like, it's that or all you be zombies again. And they're like, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's literally what one of the villains says. He's like, yeah, okay.
I guess if you put it like that.
And then what's crazy to me about the whole thing was Ares and Death team up, because Death is all like, oh, Ares, the god of war, I've always followed you. And Ares is like, I'm not going up against an actual god. I am a god, but he's like above us gods. And they're like, zombie? And he's like, okay, I'll do it. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, man, that's the attitude. And Batman's complete outfit has been completely destroyed. And so we get to see a brand new, like, he looks like a white lantern. It looks amazing. He's got a new cowl, new cape, new outfit. I've never seen before in any other, it's beautiful. Not everybody makes it, though. So you should definitely pick it up. This is the last one of the series, so if you wanted, you could wait for the trade, or you can pick up 1 through 8 of this. This is technically it's the 3rd story arc, so it's in 3 arcs, and so good. Please pick it up, guys. My favorite storyline from DC in years, in decades, dare I say. Like, best storyline.
Very nice. Eventually I'll get around to reading.
It's so good. It's so good.
Okay. Avengers Assemble Omega.
I might cry, actually.
Well, don't cry.
It's over.
Okay, and this is a pretty thick book. It's like actually got
book you showed me.
Got heft. Yes.
Oh gosh.
So I'll be honest. I don't know how to describe this book fully. There is a lot going on.
Chaos.
It's like It's like all the Avengers from every multiverse have to team up to save their own multiverse and to just keep everything going against other villains from various multiverses. It's like, oh yeah, we already killed the prehistoric Avengers, and it's like, there were prehistoric Avengers? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I haven't read that much, all right?
Oh my god.
But
how dare they?
Yeah, it's a lot though. It's just, it felt like each page it's like, here's another multiverse. Here's another multiverse.
I think at one
here's
point
another multiverse.
she showed me a tie-dye thing. I was like, why is the thing tie-dye?
I don't even remember that panel. There was a lot going on. It was
it's a dog?
Yeah. Like one of the first panels was like a dog that seemed like it might be Winter Soldier, and like Captain America was trying to protect it and was just like, just so you know, you've been a good boy. And then I was like, wait,
what happened to the dog?
And then at the end, it seems like the dog showed up, but since it's a multiverse, was it the same dog?
What happened to the dog?
The only other thing aside from the dog, because I get distracted by dogs, I'm sorry. The only other thing that I mainly took away was that Ghost Rider's cool in every universe. Because I think at some point he like balled up a planet and was like, yeah, I'll just use this as my ride. And it's like, what?
Hold on a minute.
What are you doing? Because at some point they're like, yeah, I mean, if he can ride it, he can make it into a thing. And it's like, what? And
how does that even
and
work?
then I think he takes one of the Ghost Riders takes a hot rod and drives it to the center of the earth. I don't know. Or
what?
Well, maybe not the center of the earth. Maybe just a heck. It's a lot. A lot.
What?
That's why this is so heavy.
There was a plus size Captain America too, right?
That also had a Thor's hammer.
Yeah, he also had Thor's hammer. He had Mjolnir.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, and then there was like a Phoenix Wolverine Thor. And I was just like, wait, what? There's too many verses.
There's too many verses crossing over. What's funny is it looks like it's all the regular versions of them on the cover.
Oh.
And then you start reading it and you're like, who are these people? Did we ever figure out who the twins were?
No.
Okay. There's random twins in it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think if you are new to Marvel, this is probably not the best place to start.
So good. Okay. What? How do we even follow up with that?
Big one.
Let's talk about Red Goblin since we're kind of on a Marvel kick. So Red Goblin, as we know what is going on, kind of, we have Rascal, who is Normie's symbiote. Normie is the grandson of Norman and the son of Harry, and Harry be dead now. Okay, now that we're all caught up. So before, when Norman was the Green Goblin, before he was Gold Goblin and being good, when he was the Green Goblin and bad, and he had his, like, I don't want to call it a cult. So let's call it a gang. He had his gang of do-badders doing bad things around the city. One of them was like the head dude. Well, now Norman's been captured, and so we have the Red Goblin. Rascal is down there trying to save them, but Normie's like, we're not going to kill anybody. We're not killing. And so he gets trapped inside his brain with Rascal, and they're both just being like, hey, we can't kill. And Normie and Rascal is like, hey, we got to save people. And sometimes to save people, I got to eat them.
Like you do.
Seems kind of fair to me. And so to get out of this gang trying to beat them up because they're mad at Norman for turning good, they, do what symbiotes do. People die at the fair. And they're still on the kick of being afraid of Mom. And then we flash over to at the school where Mom is there. Threats. She's even like, look, the lawyers scare even me, but I'm about to unleash them on you, Mr. Principal, because you lost my kid. And then her kid shows up at the hospital with Norman. So lawyers are apparently very scary in the Marvel universe.
I would be terrifying.
But getting to see that sort of back and forth with them and the way that Normie is using Rascal's powers is getting very interesting. It's very good. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no?
It's the big one.
Oh, it's the big boy.
The Forged, issue 2.
Nice.
Which this is another one that like it seems like there's like a lot of information that maybe I'm missing. Which I
about the first one.
Which I did read the first one, and I think maybe it's just I need to read it better.
Oh, okay.
It's just
read better.
It seems like it's just it feels like a big universe that I just don't know a lot about. Even though this just started, if that makes sense.
Maybe they'll flesh it out the further we go.
Yeah, well, I think at the end of the first one there was like pages of like, oh hey, here's like stuff, but obviously we didn't really have time in a minute to skim it.
Were you able to find any tarot? I was not. We did look. Sad face. I'm sorry. Okay.
But yeah, so basically the Forged, they're this group of like super soldiers that are in these mechs, and they were sent to a planet to do a mission, and initially they were like, oh well, like the mission is just to retrieve what is essentially a black box, like from a crashed ship. But then they're like, wait, we're not retrieving a black box, are we? We're retrieving something living, aren't we?
Oh my god.
That's what this is. That's what we're doing, isn't it? And then I think at some point maybe their ship crashed. It's a whole thing, but it seemed like it was supposed to kind of almost be a suicide mission, but then
what about the guy that was on board with them?
That comes up, but I can't
I'm
talk
sorry.
about it.
I'm sorry.
It comes up, but I can't talk about it because it's a
spoiler. We don't give spoilers on the show. No.
We try not to. Yeah, I definitely really like the art style. If for nothing else, like I think if I just actually sat down and wasn't trying to read it as quickly as possible, then it would be easier for me to be like, oh, I got it. But it's cool, and I love the art. Yeah, it's just
the art is interesting, and I wish I need to sit down and read it.
I need to go home and like really fully take in the first two, and then be like, okay, I've got this. Yes. Now, when I read the third one, I'll be able to be like, got it. I understand. Hopefully. I understand.
Hopefully. All right, let's talk about the Harrower. Harrower. Why can't I ever say this silly word?
Which do
you ever watch? Okay.
We can barely talk about this.
I know. I don't know what we can say.
There's loads of spoilers.
Okay.
I feel like because I read it.
I wrote a vague sentence description. Okay. Let me find it. It's a vague sentence description. All right, here we go. Guns don't work. It just slows them down, and there are underground tunnels.
That's the most. Because it's like, it's just, it's very horror movie-esque still, which I love.
Yes.
It's awesome. Love it. It's just, it's difficult to describe.
It's so spoilery. Else. I don't want to spoil it for you guys.
No, like you definitely need to read this. It's really, 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 really heckin' good. Just, you're gonna have to check it out. Unfortunately, it's just one of those books that if you speak too much about it, especially since this is the third one.
I know. Oh my god, it's so good, guys. Okay.
No.
I can't say anything else.
We can't say anything. It's a horror movie.
Oh, people die. Oh. I can say that.
How did people die in horror movies?
I know. It's so good.
But yeah, no, and I feel like stuff. I will say that it feels like stuff is starting to come together from like stuff that I was suspecting.
Yeah.
From the first issue.
Yes.
And now it's like, oh, and then I think the next issue might be the last one.
Well, that makes sense with how it left. Yeah. How it left off, you're just like.
Yeah, I think issue 4 is...
Shoot, gas too hard.
I think issue 4 is the last one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. When issue 4 comes out, we'll be able to talk about this one then. Or would that be spoilers?
No, we have to give people a chance to read it. We can't. We can't.
So many questions, though. I know. It's so good. Please pick this up, guys. From Boom Studios, Harrower. Please say the word.
Harrower.
Harrower.
Harrower?
It's so good.
Harrower.
Please, look, here we go. I will let you guys decide how to say this. How do you...
I think it's Harrower.
I think you're right. But, it's
so good.
Guns don't work. It just slows them down for a second. Just for a second is it slowed down. And also, the house is still on fire from the last one. That's not a spoiler, right? Right?
Unless they haven't read it. Although you could say that about any comic. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
you
true.
haven't read this? It's a spoiler.
Okay.
I didn't know that Bruce Wayne was Batman. How dare you?
Gasp! What's next? Oh my. We have like 20 minutes into a lot of books. Okay.
Actually, we're doing pretty good.
Yes,
because
yes, we are. Okay.
Yeah, I only have 3 books left.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
We have 4. Okay, we're doing.
and I have
okay.
3. So. Okay, Warlock Rebirth. This is actually a number 1. So, what's going on is Legacy goes to Earth to find out about his father and like what happened to him, like what's he all about, and he's at this place where the Infinity Watch is.
Gonna be Harley Quinn first series. So right now we're doing Minute to Skim It. If you join us on our next show coming up next, we'll be able to look for those things. Okay, sorry, continue.
So, and he's like at this place where the Infinity Watch is, and you know he's already decided like, man, I don't like Earth, because he's immediately just attacked by like a giant monster and stuff.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah,
But it tracks.
yeah. But then and then it talks a little bit about Warlock and who he is and how powerful he is. And then, not only is this Warlock's rebirth, but it's someone else's.
I feel like they're taking a page out of DC because DC literally did an entire series where every single person was a rebirth.
This is only it's really mainly only one person that's actually being rebirthed.
Oh, okay.
/ created.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
It seems interesting. I'm intrigued. I think Legacy is going to be fun, though.
Name that movie.
No.
Le Rude. Okay, so I'm going to speak about this one very quickly, and I'm not going to mention things.
Okay.
I don't even know if I can actually say this word out loud. Okay. This is Soko. That is his name. Our main dude's name. Well, kind of. Anyways, there are Russian cops in Serbia. So some of them are good, some of them are bad. One of them may have a girlfriend who wanted to do cocaine at the club, couldn't do cocaine at the club because it wasn't one of his dudes selling the cocaine. So we called his fellow cop buddies to come and arrest the dude, and they were all like, "Yeah, dude. He wasn't one of ours, dude." So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Captain America Unforgiven. This is part 1. And this goes along with Spider-Man Unforgiven, X-Men Unforgiven.
I've been enjoying those.
Yeah, no, I really dig them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you put vampires in anything, I'm like, oh yeah, I love it. And I felt like I wrote some stuff.
Yeah.
Did I? I did. Okay. So, previously, on the last episode, the Unforgiven had teamed up with the X-Men to, like, stop a, like, mutant organ harvesting farm. Just like you do.
I really like that idea.
Yeah. So, and now, Captain America is teaming up with the Unforgiven to save Red Blood, despite all the bad things that she was doing.
Oh, rude.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of good fight scenes and stuff. It's fun. I really dig it and enjoy it.
Nice.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Nice.
I don't know how many issues there's gonna be of these.
You never know.
Because it's not like the
Sinister.
Sinister where it was like, oh, there's gonna be this series. Because it almost felt finite at the end of this.
Oh.
But I feel like that can't be because each one was labeled number 1.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Maybe there's going to be like an Unforgiven series for Marvel. Like all these like side ones are like leading up to it. Maybe
I will say all 3 of them were definitely connected.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about the Expanse, Dragon Tooth. So I'm going to be completely honest, guys. I didn't watch but the first season of this, of the Expanse, but I will say it looks like it has a lot of the main characters from the show in it. And we have them on their ship going out into space. and they come across this like completely destroyed ship, and they go to check to see, and it's like completely destroyed. There's no survivors, and they're like, "Who would do this?" And somebody's like, "Man, them pirates over there are sore losers." But they were like, "Yeah, but the entire universe is starving, and this was holding soil, so that way we could make farms to make food. This would have even benefited them. Why would they do it?" And they're like, "Pirates are sore losers."
Pirates be pirating.
Pirates be pirating. And then we get flashed over to, it's not on Earth, it's on the moon, but it's like around Earth. And it's the like council members have come together, and they've all voted that the death penalty for anybody who destroys that kind of stuff is okay now. You know, because the death penalty has been illegal for like thousands of years, and now it's okay. If you're going to destroy soil that could save people by making food, we're just going to use you for soil now. And I'm like, okay, that tracks. That seems fair. And that's just the first half of the book. Like it just loses its mind. But it's kind of like one of those slow burns where you can see it's setting up for this like big thing, kind of like what the show did. Well, in the season that I watched, it's going to be like a slow burn mystery, but with like a hint of madness to it. And that is right up my alley. And if you've never seen the show, this actually did, like, it told you each person.
Okay.
Like, you could pick it up as a number one as a space story, even if you've never watched the show. I didn't feel lost at all. Except for there was one character I couldn't remember her name because nobody else said her name. I think she was, like, in hiding or something. But I was like, oh, I remember her from the show. I just can't remember. And I think in that part of the story, she's, like, in hiding, and she's talking to them. But other than that, you don't have to watch the show to pick up the series. It was really good, actually.
Oh,
and the art is just like the cover.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that makes me want to at least look at it.
Oh, yeah. I would recommend looking at it.
Nice. Well, I'll have to check that out.
Okay, I'll let you guys. I'll look a little closer. So the art is like that. Okay.
Okay, cool. And I think this is actually my last book.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So this is All 8 Eyes. Which
I want to read it so bad.
Which, I mean, what things have 8 eyes?
Spooters. Somebody warn Jay. Hide. That is his, like, number 2 biggest fear in the world.
Duly noted. So this kid, Ben, he's getting kicked out of his apartment, falling on hard times, whatnot. Decides to take a walk through the park at night, and he sees someone who he assumes is murdering someone else. And then the dude's like, no, you've got this all wrong. I'm absolutely not murdering this guy. He's already dead.
Wait a minute. He's already dead.
Yeah.
He's already dead.
I'm killing this thing. And he's like, what? He's like, oh no. And, knocked unconscious. And then the dude is like, oh, hey, I've taken you to this place. So what's going on is that there's been these giant spiders that are they've been about for a long time, and you see like old pictures, and there's like a giant spider in the background. It's like, not everyone sees them or pays attention, but also, but not everyone pays attention to me either. Like,
It's a giant spider killing with fire. Everybody pay attention.
Yeah, but sometimes you just don't notice things.
Giant spider.
So,
what kind of universe is this?
Well, and 8-legged freaks haven't come out yet.
Okay.
He kind of is just like, oh, well, hey, if you decide that you want to kill giant spiders with me, then, if you want to learn more about this, then meet me here. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's not like it's 8-legged freaks giant. It's like they're just giant. Oh, and there's a dog.
Oh my god! Tell me the dog doesn't get ate by the giant spider.
No.
Okay.
No.
He's about to lose my
he's a little
shenanigans.
bull terrier, like the Target dog. That's like my favorite type of dog. I love him.
He looks so
cute.
soft. I just want to like.
Yeah, his name's Possum.
Oh!
Which that would be an Australian possum at that point, because that's how you spell it the Australian way. Because they're different.
if anything happens to him.
Oh no, I'm burning the book.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, like
I will be angry. I will write Minnie a letter.
Many letters, you say. All right. Oh, I've got 2 books. That's right. Okay. Let's talk about Hellcat. Named. Yes. Okay. So this is number 2. Yes. This is number 2. It picks up exactly where the first one leaves off. She is still trying to figure out what is going on. Like, how did her ex-lover get, dematerialized and reatomized? Like, she's still trying to figure that out. And she had also found stuff underneath the floorboards. That's all they have in the first one. And the second one, she's just finished talking to what's his name, who's also known as a night terror or a nightmare or a night. Oh, I forgot to write my note on that one. Oh no. Okay. And he had just confessed his love to her, and now she's off, still trying to figure it out. And she goes home because her nose has started bleeding again because she got the crap beat out of her in the first one. And her mom ghost is like in there. It's like, oh, my poor baby. Oh, you don't deserve this. Oh my God, my poor baby. And she's like, Mom, can you just you're dead already. Can you not? Like, okay, if you want to play this game, then how about this game? What did Dad say when he left? And the mom's like, words, your ghost. And she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And so she goes out to see this other chick who used to be her friend, is now her enemy. Being cringe, bro. Going to be her enemy. And she's like, why are you here? What do you want? And she's like, why were you there? And she's like, I wasn't there. Oh, but you was. And then they start fighting. And then we get to see this giant, person creature just, is watching everything. And you're like, that's suspicious.
That's strange. That's suspicious.
Highly suspect. Okay, and then I think I have one more book, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, Terrorwar. Did you get to flip through this?
I flipped through it a little bit.
Okay, so here's Terrorwar. And I'm going to tell you the reason that you absolutely desperately need this book is there are terrors all over Earth now, and they are your worst enemies. They are your worst fears. What is it you fear most in the world? That's what they take on, and then they just disintegrate you painfully and slowly. And the reason that you need this one specifically is because the very first terror that we meet is a giant frog muppet who just picks somebody up and is disintegrates him in his hand and is like, rah. And the only way that you can take them out, the only way you can take out these these terrors, is only a handful of people. Like this guy, our main dude that we're following, shoves a little thing in his head and makes brain bullets. Mm-hmm. And he's burning his brain doing it. So yeah, that was...
Man, it was crazy. My worst fear is Pedro Pascal.
Oh no, I'm so afraid of him.
It would be terrible if he just showed up.
I'm so scared.
It would be terrible.
I'm so scared of Henry Cavill.
So scared.
I'm
terrified.
So terrified. But yeah, so and it's literally, it is from people's imaginations, because there was another one that's one of those Army of the Dead from Marvel. Does anybody remember that series? Okay, that's fine. I'm crazy. I'm old. And it turns into that, one of the giant zombie army dudes. It's all skeleton and green and so trying to take that out. And his team is apparently not the only team. Maybe, I don't know. The other one was kind of confusing to me. We're gonna have to learn more about them in the second one. But yeah, a giant Muppet frog. Yeah, that was interesting. That scared me a little bit. And I was like, he had googly eyes. He was so big.
That was kind of cute.
Deadly.
Yeah, that makes it cuter. I'm a goth Jenna.
And that's why we're friends. That's why we're friends, I think. Is that it? Is that all the books?
Yeah.
Really? Man, that was crazy. We had so many books this week. It's absolutely insane. I don't know why. I feel like we missed one.
Did we just have more last week?
We had like almost 30 last week.
Oh, well, there were a lot of number ones last
There
week.
was. This one had a lot of 2s and 3s, I think.
And then a book that I wanted to read. We don't have.
Oh, shot face! Well, do you know anything about that book? You can tell us.
Black Tape?
Yes.
So this, the lead singer of this band, he dies kind of unexpectedly, I believe.
Rude.
And, like, his girlfriend is kind of left to just pick up the pieces. And he told her, like, hey, I'm working on this album, but you know that I don't want the big record label to get it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to distribute it. This is mine. That's it. And so, but of course the record label's like, oh, like, hey, it's cool. We're friends. It's cool. They're trying to convince her, like, you know, if you sold it, you get loads of money. And, yeah, but through all of this, she's still living in their house, and she's starting to discover things.
Okay.
Like maybe a crazy secret basement.
Why is it what?
And there may or may not be some devil worship.
Why the crazy secret basement, guys? Why is that the thing? Like, did we learn nothing from Cabin in the Woods and Evil Dead? Don't go in the basement.
Well, she kind of has to, because there's like mysteries about her boyfriend.
My gosh.
But yeah, she's discovering, in the last issue, she discovered something, and she was like, oh my god, this changes everything, and I don't know if I actually knew who I was dating. Oh,
do we ever know?
Oh, this is real bad, though.
Oh.
This is like,
What would you do if you, like, were dating somebody and you accidentally found out they were, you know, quite possibly a serial killer?
Oh, like, I found their secret basement?
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa, why do you have a basement in Houston?
We flood. Like, why aren't you doing this in the attic? Come on, my dude.
That's honestly the scariest part.
Like, why do you have a basement in Houston?
But, I don't know what I would do. That's such an out there situation.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, I'm gonna go now.
I'm pretty sure if I walked home and Jay had just, like, whoopsie doodled, I forgot to clean up, I'd be like,
yeah. Opens up the back of the, like, tries to close the back of the van, and like an arm still dangling. It's like,
I have questions. It's a spider. It's a spider.
Spirit Halloween opened early. It's crazy. Their props have gotten so good.
Oh my gosh. I mean, sure. Like, there we go. You know what? I am not now, nor have I ever been a serial killer.
Nor have I, just for the record, because I am an attorney.
This is on record.
Yes.
I have not now, nor have I ever been a serial killer.
Nor in the future will I be. Just to cover my bases.
Good call. I am not now, nor in the future or in the past have I ever been a serial killer.
I just really like true crime.
So
what was your pick of the week?
Oh, my pick of the week. Oh my gosh, I have to say Heart's Desire. It was so good. Like I've been saying, Zenescope lately has really been upping their game and getting better with their books. Because like I said, they kind of took a weird turn for a couple of years, and now they're coming back to like some of their original writings and stuff. And their stories are just, and the art style, phenomenal.
I'm definitely gonna have to go with Elvira and Horrorland. And Monsterland. I know it's an Ashcan, but so it's not the full, but it's like, oh, I'm so excited next month. I can't wait.
Seem really good. All right, guys, we have been. I think that's been Alfie. I think
an attorney, not a serial killer.
And I may or may not have been Jenna.
Not an attorney, but not a serial killer either.
At the time of this recording, or ever,
always.
And this has been Minute to Skim It, live from Space Cadets here in Texas, where we don't have basements in this part of Texas because we get floods. And we live in a swamp. So, Thanks, guys, for joining us. And we'll see you, I think our next show is on Thursday for What's in the Box.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And we'll see you guys Thursday. Bye.